Good morning, Michael Walsh with Roger Norgel here. Welcome to Norwal Farm. We got a little break in the heat this weekend, so we're going to go ahead and blood test the ewes to see if they're pregnant today. And we've got to move one of the rams back home from across the road, and we're bringing one of the goats back so that he can go down to the browsing area that we're going to go to next week. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, ring the notification bell, and hit the like button. That helps our channel. And if you would, please leave us a comment and share this video with a friend. Thanks again for joining us at Norwal Farm. It's time for the monthly heartworm and flea tick prevention. This is the product we use. I don't get paid to support any one product, but this one works pretty well. It will prevent heartworms, and it kills ticks and fleas. And our guardian dogs, being out on pasture, do have exposure to that, and the collars don't work because they will chew them off or they get tangled on things. So the one thing about this product, they don't seem to eat it readily, so we mix it in a little bit of canned dog food, make a meatball for the dogs, and they eat it right down. So it's worked really well for us, and it's time for their pill today. We give it to them every month or every 5 to 6 weeks. And it has done a really good job for us. One of the things I don't like about this product is it's very hard to open the package, so I just used a pair of scissors and slit it because it's just really difficult to get out. This treats a dog anywhere from 60 to 130 pounds. Most of our dogs are like that. It's supposed to be a chewable tablet. It's pretty hard. And the guardian dogs don't readily eat it. So we crumble it up and just mix it with some canned food. I cut it into smaller chunks with a pair of scissors, and then I just mash it with a spoon. And then we'll put some dog food in there, mix it up, and then make some meatballs for them. Stir it around, make sure it's all in there, and then just form a meatball. It's important to use a pate type dog food. This is actually a little bit wetter than normal because what we do is we pick that up and give it to the dogs. For some reason, most of our dogs do not like to eat out of a bowl, so we usually have to dump it on the ground. They eat it right down. So that's one for one of the dogs. We separated Lily from Charm this morning to give her her heartworm. Lily needs to be heartworm tested before we give her hers because she hasn't been on it the previous place. Good girl, Charm. So Roger's got you got the food? Yeah. He's gonna feed Charm her meatball.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Where's my girl?
There she goes. She's a sweetheart. She may not eat it out of the bowl. There she goes. They eat it off the ground, but they just don't like it out of the bowl. Not sure why, but they just don't. And there we go. It's that simple. Protected for another month. Bringing the ewes and lambs up, and we're gonna blood test the one set of ewes. Let's go. And then we put the feeder lambs, well, I want to call the feeder lambs, and the fat lambs in the same group. They will be in dry lot on hay and grain. We weighed them yesterday. The lightest is 105 pounds. The heaviest are 155. So they come along, and they're pretty well evenly spaced between those weights. Let's go. And then these ewes are going to go out on the area where the feeder lambs were on the alfalfa field, because there's a lot of good grazing out there for them, and that'll help them. We may have to continue hay supplementation to see how it goes. We're blood testing for pregnancy, so we've got about a 1/4 inch of wool growth, so we're going to shave that, and then we draw the blood sample. This is a double-edged needle. Screws in there. And then this is a vacuum tube, and we've numbered them 1 through 12, and then we write them on the paper, and then we'll record the ear tag numbers as we go. You put this in the animal, slide this in, and then push this up. The vacuum, once you hit the vein, draws the blood into the tube. Find the vein. That was a bad. I apologize for not having the video on collecting the blood samples. It had some problems starting out. I think there were 2 tubes in any vacuum, and they happened to be the first ones we started with. So anyway, this is what it looks like. Tube number 4. That's 25 orange is the ewes ear tag number. And you can see the clot is in the bottom, and the serum is in the top. And the serum is what they test. We keep these refrigerated before we take them to the lab. We'll take those tomorrow. The test checks for a hormone that is produced by the placenta. So if they are pregnant beyond 30 days, then if they're pregnant, there will be a level of that hormone that in that range or above means they're pregnant. If it's in between 30, I think, and 40, it's inconclusive. Anything below 30 is not pregnant. So we'll have the results a couple of days, and I'm suspicious that there may be a couple that are not bred, because those are the ones that lost their CIDRs. But we'll find out, and we'll make adjustments as we go forward. Our dry weather is continuing, and this is supposed to be our hay crop, which, as you can see, it's not very tall. It should be up about knee length. We're going to cut this tonight. We have just had no rain. Last rain we had was about 1.25 inches, back around the 6th of July. So from May the 1st until today, we've had a total of 3 3/4 inches for the whole 3 months. I did put the feeder lambs out here, and they were grazing this. When I put them in with the fat lambs, and I let the ewes out, and they've just really grazed us down. So I decided we're going to have to let them go ahead and graze the rest of this. We're feeding hay, and we got to just make adjustments. It's not fun when you're going through a drought, and our pastures are in really poor conditions. So we just got to do what we got to do to get through this. So we're going to finish taking this fence down here. I've got the first part strung across over to there where that orange thing is. So I just got to take the rest of this down and string it up, and then we'll let the ewes and lambs out. Got the ewes and lambs in the new section of their hay field, and they really need it. This weather's just been devastating on the grazing. So we're going to sacrifice this. There wouldn't have been that much hay on it anyway, and it's more important for them to have this for grazing now. They've been getting some hay, but that's just not satisfying them. So this actually doubles the amount of grazing space they had, so that'll help a lot. And the lambs are getting to an age and size where they're consuming a lot more too. So that puts extra pressure on the paddock that they're in. So this should help a lot. They should be much more satisfied. Dogs are liking the free area too. Callum's in with Charm and Olive, and they're enjoying each other's company. I'm going to walk the goats down now to the north woods because it's grown back up. It's been a little over 3 weeks since anything's been on that, and there's a lot of browse down there. So we'll give them that until we get them moved to the area where we're going to take them for browse, which should last them a couple of months. It's really thick and pretty good size. It's been a good drying day for our hay. I think we're going to be in really good shape. We're going to bale it late tomorrow morning. We're doing high moisture
hay or baleage. We like for it to be around 40 to 50% moisture. The fact that it was so thin and light helps the process of drying. Plus, we've had a really good wind today and the humidity is down, so it's dried down pretty well. And then, like I said, it's not real heavy, so the underneath side of the hay is drying as well. It's been a frustrating 4 years. I realized some mistakes that I made when we started this out. I made some assumptions that I shouldn't have, kind of some rookie mistakes. When calculating the carrying capacity for the land, I think on average they say 4 grazing units per acre, which that's what I assumed as far as the amount of pasture we were going to have. We haven't had a normal grazing season since we've started, so what I should have done was figure for a low case number. Instead of figuring 4 units per acre, I probably should have figured 1 and stocked at that rate. And then as our pastures improved, we could increase the amount of livestock we had. So we've decided to change our plan. We've got the ewes. They have access to this part of the hayfield. We fenced this off up here, so they've been grazing that the last 2 days, and they're much more satisfied. They come out and graze for an hour or so, and then they lay down. What we're going to do is, this is it's the 5th year for this alfalfa field, and you can see there's a number of bare areas on the ground, and a crop of alfalfa is good for 4 to 6 years. It's starting to wind down at the end of that amount of time. So this is ready for some rehabilitation. So our plan is the pasture land that we just fenced off down there, plus the native pastures that we had before. They're good in the spring. When there's plenty of rainfall, they're fine. But then it turns off dry and there's just nothing there. So our plan going forward, we're going to rehab both pastures this next spring. I stopped and talked to the agronomist today. And we're going to frost seed this next spring, both this hayfield and the pasture land over there, because we want to get some more grasses in this hayfield, grasses and maybe a little bit of clover. The alfalfa is still good, but we need to get some grass started in this that will help sustain this field. And then the pasture land over there, there are some grasses there, but it needs more legumes, clover, alfalfa, and some better quality grasses as well. So we'll do that next spring or next winter, probably around March or so. And then the plan is next year we will make this hay ourselves. We're doing it on shares this year, so the farmer gets half of the hay. He got the first crop, and then we get this crop on the 3rd cutting. But our plan is then we'll harvest this as hay, and then if we have plenty of rainfall, we just sell the extra hay we don't need. If it's a dry year like now, it'll still give us enough hay, and then we just start grazing it and protect the rest of the pasture like we have, because we just got to do something. So we have the livestock numbers where we want them. It's producing the number of lambs we need to keep our customers supplied. So that part is working out well. We've got that up and going. So that's what we've decided to do. Pregnancy results are in, and 4 of the 12 were not pregnant. So that's only a 66% pregnancy rate. But if you remember in that earlier video, 3 of the CIDR inserts had come out. So those are probably the 3 were part of the 4 that didn't get pregnant. Then there was 1 other one. So what we're going to do is those 4 non-pregnant ones, we will put them in the next breeding group in about 6 weeks. And then there's 2 ewes in that group that we're going to sell. They're cull ewes. And then there's a couple of ewes that are, 1 ewe in particular that is kind of thin. She milked really well. Her lambs are doing well, but she just needs to gain some weight back before she gets bred again. So we'll hold her back and then breed her in the following group. So that'll give us 14 in the next group, and then the group after that, there will be 13 in that group. Because that number seems to be working out and producing the number of lambs we need. So that's the plan going forward. It's a beautiful evening tonight, low humidity, nice breeze, the dogs are enjoying it. It's supposed to turn hot and humid starting tomorrow, and then next weekend back up in the 90s. So that'll be it for this video. We thank you for joining us at Norwal Farm, and we'll see you again next time.